Hello, Think Natalia Tribe. Today I have the honor of speaking with another very special guest and friend. Her name is Joanna Isabella Formella. She is a digital strategist, a marketing optimizer, and trainer at Promise 5 Coach. She promises, what does she promise? I'm currently looking at her LinkedIn profile, to achieve more in less time with mindfulness techniques. Thank you so much for being here today, Joanna.
Thank you for the invitation, Natalia. Pleasure to be here.
Well, you're most welcome. You and I, we have been working on your personal brand on LinkedIn over the last 10 weeks or so. You are the first official graduate of the Natalia Group Coaching Academy, or however you want to call it. Before I continue talking, because I talk a lot, I would like you to talk a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
My name is Joanna. I am managing partner at Studio for Digital Growth, where I also work as a digital strategist. And what we do is we help small and medium-sized companies to get online, so to be seen. I always explain it to people as when you're not online, we will help you to be seen. And from there, we also optimize their marketing, either their existing marketing campaigns, or we set marketing campaigns up together with the client. So this is one of my business. In my coaching business, I am focused on the very individual expectations or stories of everyone. So it's called Promise 5 Coaching, and the name is it's an abbreviation, and what is behind it is it's promises, mindfulness, and senses. So I cover all the aspects. So when we think of mindfulness, we usually have in mind like recreation or yoga or meditation. That's the very early days of mindfulness, and I take it from there, but I'm pretty much focused on the individual needs. So many people come to me and they say, I want to do so much and I have so many ideas, but actually, how do I get it into 24/7? And the day has only like, when they come home, they have like 4 hours of leisure activities, but they want to make the next step in their career and their personal development. And the reason why I combine these two businesses is that from my experience, when I talk with clients or when clients call me, it's actually more about business coaching in the field of marketing than only like, let me show you how analytics works, or let me show you what Google Ads can do for you. It's more like, hey, what do you need? What is your budget? Why do you actually do your business? So what is really important to me that I can resonate with the people. So it's are my two businesses, and then and brief.
Love it. But you also, besides that, work on a PhD, right?
Yes, actually, I'm working, or I'm actually finishing it right now. And so I have, you can say I have 3 roles actually, because everything is a professional role in the end. And when I was in the very intense middle, on my way to write my PhD thesis, is actually about storytelling and branding of an NGO. And so it's about storytelling that can actually, you're the expert of storytelling and branding. So when you have an idea of what you want to do and where you want to go, you have a story in your mind, and then actually you work down it, and you see how you can what methods you need to share the story with your audience. And it is so interesting that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's personal branding, if it's an NGO, or if it's a company. Everyone, even like 100 or 200 years ago, people were telling stories all their lives, right? And I don't mean like stories like what my life story, but also from there where I want to take it next. And this is actually when I was in the very busy time of my PhD. I found you on LinkedIn, and I remember your PhD was coming to an end, and I was like, oh gosh, she's my role model.
Thank you.
And I was like, okay, how is she doing it? And I saw that you are also combining your business. And I was like, yeah, trying to set up everything. And then when I decided I have a role model on LinkedIn, my first role model at all. And yeah, and so I met you, and I was following you back then, just like a passive follower, to see where our story will take us. And I was so fascinated by all the opinions and experience that you have, because this was actually the thoughts where I was. So maybe I was like 2 years behind all the questions you had. And when you're talking about your past experience and what brought you to where you are, I was like, actually, that's the direction where I want to go. So let's follow. And I was just like watching your videos, your podcast, and I'm really happy that we then had the opportunity to work together.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this again shows the power of being authentic and storytelling. I really give my best to speak out of my heart, out of my soul, out of my hopes, out of my fears. And I'm not doing that to show off or show people how amazing I am. I'm doing that because I deeply believe that it will resonate with at least one person out there, that will give one person hope, that it will give or show one person that, yes, in the beginning it's a mess. Yes, it's hard. No, I don't like it. But you know what? I don't complain and do it anyway. And so, yeah, my content apparently attracted you because I was speaking your language. I was going through feelings and disappointments that you also went through. And yeah, you turned into the perfect client. So thank you for approaching me. What was the initial challenge then when you decided to work on your personal brand? What was the number one challenge that you had with it?
My number one challenge was that I had a very good idea of my vision and where I want to go professionally, but I didn't know how to connect the dots, and I didn't know how to actually set up my own business, not from the methodology, but more like show off and there. And actually, what are, they are everywhere, wherever we are, there are these unwritten rules. So people do something, or you can say best practices, and some things work better, some things do not work that good. And what was my challenge was actually an experience all our last year. People were a lot talking about like business and coaching and like transform your weaknesses into your strengths. And I was like, I think this is the reason why I actually want to leave like my 9-to-5 job behind me, because everyone has weaknesses, right?
Yep.
And my weaknesses were kind of, I was like, I want to transform it. And I was I always like to try out new things and try like adventures in my personal life. And so I decided, okay, my weakness is my impatience. And then I was like, okay, what do I do with it? I either slow down, and I will be all my life like, let's slow down, and I will try to limit myself, or I do something with it, right? And I very much like when you sometimes in your content you mention, we are authentic, we are human, we are not perfect, and everyone has this kind of weaknesses, strengths. And for some people it's a content, for others it's a video, and for me it was like, it's impatience. And I was like, what can I do out of it? Okay, I can do my own business, right?
Exactly.
And so I found you, and I decided that 2019 will be the year where I get some business advisors on board. And my biggest challenge was just to find a way how I can show up on LinkedIn and actually do it in a very efficient way, and do it in a way that does not take away from me my motivation, that is encouraging, that I see whatever I do, I get some views, I get the attention, and I didn't know how to do it. So when we started, I had like 300 followers. I used it more like an agenda with some people. And what was important to me is like to find out, okay, I see Natalia and other professionals, they're running LinkedIn like their main marketing platform, and most of the things are for free on LinkedIn, right? Except the business plan. And I was like, okay, how can I actually harvest all this potential that is available? I want someone who shows me the shortcut down and spend a lot of time on trying it out myself. So actually I was just open to discover, to get the most out of it and to work on the potential. And I would say also one of my main concerns was like that I would post something and people would just criticize it. People would just think like, oh gosh, what are you writing? You're not a native speaker and I'm writing in English. And I was just, okay, let's sit down, other people do the same, and Natalia can help me to be effective, successful, and leave this fear behind me that I'm not an English native speaker. And what happened after collaboration was just the one good experience was following the other.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what you're doing on Instagram right now. I love that you are publishing those 15 seconds and 30 seconds and 1 minute videos to get used to speak in front of the camera, to get used to speak in English, which is not your native language. So you're one of these people who lean forward into fear and not lean back and scream and run away. And I mean, you have my highest respect for that. Absolutely. It's amazing how you've done that. I know that this was a challenge and you're just doing it and you're becoming better and better and better. So this is one thing that I've observed. I've also heard that you got more and more clients who actually approached you since you started commenting more, since you started to engage more with other people's content. And what I also can see is now that you have the full self-confidence or faith in saying, I have this job and I have this job and I work on my PhD. And if anybody has any problems with that, this is the door into my life. This is the door out of my life, you know, and I'm not justifying myself. This is who I am and this is what I do. And yeah, I find this so beautiful to see that growth and see that development in you. So keep it up.
Thanks a lot. Yes, it's really great how we also worked on this. It was not only LinkedIn, but it was also some business advice, some personal advice. It was all in one. I was so fascinated. Like, I was joining our meeting, and I was like, oh gosh, I have my PhD, I have this business, Natalia. How can I present this all as one item? And yeah, your feedback was very helpful, and your ideas also to start with Instagram, because the videos are very short. And you know, it's just an example that there are solutions to everything, and you should never be afraid, or also don't wait, don't lose the time, be impatient. I would like to say, ask for people's help. And when you want to do something, what I found out in the last years, what made me even more impatient, is that whatever you want to do, it's all a matter of learning. You can learn public speaking, you can always improve your language skills. And it was just, just like, okay, realize there are people who want to help you, and also like your network. When I joined the coaching meeting, it was really good. Ask. That's what I can recommend everyone. Be impatient.
Yes, absolutely. I have 2 questions from people who wanted to know certain things from you. So there is Gabrielle, and she wanted to know, what was the most challenging learning experience that you encountered, and what habits did you need to unlearn in order to fully succeed? Let me repeat that, because actually it's 2 questions, and Gabrielle wants to know a lot of things. What was the most challenging learning experience that you have encountered? And number 2, and what habits did you need to unlearn in order to fully succeed?
I would say that when you start something new, I think there are a lot of insecurities, but also because you don't know yourself very well, how you deal with uncertainty. And I think like when you're rather like a young entrepreneur, you have a lot of questions that are like personal doubts. And for me, it was very helpful when I realized after trying the same things over and over again that it makes no sense. So I was like, okay, it makes no sense to Google what is the way to run my own business, because I find so many horror stories that actually it's not applicable. And
Yeah.
and I was a very long time. I was just trusting other opinions, and I was actually, whatever someone recommended me, I really took it very serious. And then when I started to work with a lot of like business consultants and leadership consultants this year, it actually opened my eyes that everyone is so individual, and whatever someone may encounter, it might never ever apply to you. So there is no no need to Google how I can, or what can go wrong when you decide to be self-employed, or what is the negative stories that you need to be prepared for. It's just a waste of resources. And this, when I realized it's all over the same stories again, and I don't know, maybe someone is promoting a crisis book, I don't know. It was just like, I decided, it makes no sense. Let's try something new. Yeah. Let's pay people. Let's invest in what I plan. Let's try it. Like I decided, this is my journey for 1 year. I will invest in experts and people who know how to run a business, how to run a personal brand, how we're really experts in leadership coaching for women. And so I decided to dedicate my time and resources in 2019 to developing my own brand. And when I gave this up, actually, it just was like every week was a new good experience, right? Because I was like, you are impatient, so go and ask, right? Yeah. Write an email today. I cannot change it. I'm impatient, right? Yeah. So let's not wait. And what can go wrong, right? And always think like nothing can go wrong. And I would say that this is actually many also young people have it, that you think like, okay, I don't know, perhaps, and maybe I'm not skilled enough. But what also helped me in our coaching was that you can start even with something very small. And then when you find the trust of the people, you will also get a lot of encouragement from them, because your friends you will actually also, when I started to be more open about my business, when I found the encouragement and the motivation in the last weeks, I saw that my friends are changing. I saw that what they post might be inspired by me, and they were more open.
Awesome.
And like they were liking it. Like before, no one liked it. And I had like lately I also I came up with the word like a business angel, not like a financial business angel. But on my way, like after our coaching, what happened that so many people were approaching me and commenting things under my post. There were actually like a coaching statement, like encouragement, and yeah, please keep on. I want to read more. I was like, oh gosh, someone wants to read my content, right? I was just like, oh gosh, it's only me. I have like on the beginning the 300 people, and now people approach me, and it gives me so much credibility. And it's like, this reciprocal coaching. So I give advice to people, and I get a lot of positive energy in return. And it's the same on Instagram, where I promote my coaching business. So people write me like, oh, it's lovely, and they tell me, I would like to cheer you up if you have a bad day, and here is my statement for you. And it's just really magic what can happen. So be open, always be open, and just go for it.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. Oh, thanks for sharing that. It is really beautiful. I also have another question from Irmeli. She wanted to know, what was your biggest aha moment with Natalia that changed the game? I like to hear that.
Oh, I had so many aha moments.
Just mention one.
So I would say the biggest aha moment was that you can have a lot of fun when you work on your brand. It even makes more sense to do the things that you really like. And what I also was very important to me, because in the beginning we were doing like a lot of personal development in the first initial weeks. And this is very helpful the better you know yourself, the better you know what kind of work environment and relationship you want to have with your client. And when you have this confidence, now this goes back to the first question, so stop Googling what can go wrong.
Yep.
So if you have this kind of, when you reach this, this personal moment where you say, I know who I am, I know my values, and I know where I want to go, you also are not afraid to say no to clients. And so with all the aha moments, I would say that in the end, it was like many aha moments, like week by week, that I had. And also one aha moment was that you need to do exercises again, right? So all the homework I got for you, it's not just like do it once and put it back. It's just do it again, do it twice or 3 times until you really feel like you breathe it, and you can go on the street. And when someone just, you bump into someone, you say, that's me, these are my values. And so I had a lot of aha moments. I cannot decide for one, which was probably the most important. I would say, because aha moments, just go for it. It pays off. Yeah, try it out.
Awesome, thanks. What about the group? Because I know some individuals who say, group coaching, nah, I don't believe in that. One-on-one is so much more powerful. So I would like to know from you, how did you benefit from the group and being part of the Think Natalia Tribe?
Yeah, we had our meetings were always so we had weekly meetings in the group, and I would not say it's bad or good, because there are some people who have something in common with you. So even after the coaching ends, you can message them and share, and you can share your challenges, and you can even challenge each other, right? What's really when you're like love to challenge yourself, challenge other people, and see, set yourself weekly goals together. Like, I don't know who posts one more, who does one more posting, something like very simple, but it brings so much fun to the work. So I would say the challenging part, the encouraging part, but also there is a network. So there's also someone who knows something that you don't know yet in your professional life. And you can reach out to the people. Like, I learned now something about HR. I learned something about leadership coaching, and I learned from one of the participants how you can actually bring, how you can promote some comics or some. So you get a lot of insights, and you benefit from it, because you know also what works for other people and what does not work. So if you know it, you can actually, you have the shortcut, because you know for yourself what makes sense or not make sense. And I would say that you even could have similar experiences. So people really, it's all about shortcuts, because you when you're self-employed, you really need to think like every 30 minutes where you can save some 5 minutes. And when there you find people, and okay, someone has some hacks about doing great videos, someone knows how to improve your voice, and someone has another recommendation. You cannot expect this from like a single person. So I would say it's even better, right? Because I mean, the coaching doesn't really end. We are in contact. I'm in contact with the group. I see what they do. I can ping them anytime. And then we can also recommend each other. When I know there's someone who is looking for a leadership expert, there's someone who is looking for HR advice. So I know that there are really, really experienced and successful people out there. And I met them through the program, right? So it's also a very unique opportunity to find like-minded people. And I would not underestimate the importance of being, around people who do the same that you in your personal development, or in the same stage like I had with you in the beginning. I saw you're already finishing your PhD, I'm on my way, and now let's follow up. And what are her thoughts, her worries, how did she make it, and what relief she had. It was just like a motivation. And it's the same with the group. So you can also see, okay, what are the people doing, and if there's something I can also help them, right? So it's giving and taking. So I would say it was, for me, it was a really great opportunity. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad I met everyone. in the group, in this group coaching, and everyone is in contact. Yeah, it's like we've been on a university trip somewhere for a few weeks, and now we are back, and we are just, everyone is in, we are all like Europe, US, and Dubai, and so everyone is connected, and it would be really good one day to meet everyone in person. It's the only thing that I miss.
Okay, let me think about that. Let me see if we can ever create an event in the near future where the whole tribe catches up and we just have great food and, I don't know, great conversations and maybe go dance.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Thanks for the hint. Awesome. Before we come to an end, one last question. When you look at me online and what I do online, and now we've worked so closely together, so I believe that you have maybe an even rounder or more wholesome perception of who I am and what I do. What is this one thing that maybe you don't see as an observer of Think Natalia? It's like, I have an idea of who Think Natalia is, or maybe you had an idea of who I am. And then after working with me for 8 weeks and more, is there something that changed in the perception? Am I the same person? Is there anything else worth mentioning for those people who are like, I'm not sure if I want to work with her. Is she really as she is? Is she different? What would you tell to such people?
Yes, it's, it's the expertise that you get to know it when you work with you in the group coaching. So it's all the expertise that you cannot really see by only watching videos or reading content. But for me, what was really important that I can relate with my coach. So there is something like a stellar position that is kind of the role model for me. And I would say this program only proved already my ideas that I had. But what was very new for me, like a new perspective I discovered on you, is just like, how important is networking, and it's not like a coaching and this is the last day and now everyone just goes their way, but it's like, hey Natalia, I have here something I want to ask you, or we are still in contact, and when I like something that you post, I'm still commenting it, and we are more in contact. So it's like a friendship developed from this client relationship. Yeah. And that's actually so nice, and it's so human. Before I was like, okay, it's Natalia and I'm from the marketing background and I like what she does, how she markets herself. But then I was like, yes, it's her, and it's the authentic role of her, and there is nothing like where I would say, because it's a disjointed picture that I would get. So I would say it's very human and authentic. It was even more and more intense, and now we are still in contact, and I received the recommendation to do it on Instagram. It might be my first videos. So it's just like, with you, now that I know you, I can just succeed even better. Yeah, I don't need to wait to just read things. I can just reach out to you. So I would say this very direct, open contact that we have helped me a lot as well. And this is something that probably not everyone knows. Hopefully people will get curious to learn more about you.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your experiences and for talking so openly about it. Also for talking about the obstacles that you had and the challenges, because not everybody does that. Not everybody has the strength and the courage to do so. I really, really appreciate that. And one last question that might be also interesting: what kind of people or who should get back to you? Who should connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so everyone who would like to know more about digital marketing or how to bring their business in the online world, or do trainings, or would like just to have a second opinion on the marketing plans or anything related to digital marketing for small and medium-sized companies. It can be in Germany, but any other English-speaking country. And also, if you want to, when you are interested interested in mindful achievement, so you want to achieve more and you want to get a second opinion, or if you would like to work with me, yeah, just get in touch over LinkedIn or yeah, message me there. It's the easiest way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to meet new people.
Awesome. Once again, thank you so much. We keep in touch, and I talk to you most probably tomorrow on LinkedIn.
Thanks a lot.